All right, guys, it's 39 degrees out here in Indiana. Hopefully the sun's gonna come up and it'll be warmer, hopefully in the 50s. That's what the weatherman said. But you can see I got my Mr. Hollow Point Chrome Dome on because my bald head is cold. I've got the AEA Element 51 cal, and we're gonna do some 50-yard sight-ins here and see how we can group this beast with the different hollow points. I've got this Varsky scope on here at the moment. I'm not a big glass optics guy, but we'll see. If it works, I'll leave it on. If not, I'll throw the old ATN back on because, you know, I can video record with that when it comes time for the hunt. So, but, you know, that's in September. So I got plenty of time to flip-flop back and forth like a flapjack. Anyways, we'll get this thing aired up and we will get started. It's cold, brother. All right, all my Hollow Point homies out there. Oh, it's like 35. Oh, not quite yet hot. My hands are frozen. But this is true hunting scenario. It's cold. You got shrinkage in your air. So it's best to have all your equipment outside. So when you fill the 4500, it stays at 4500. Big problem is guys fill up in the house, they sit out in the blind for a couple hours, and their 4500 reduces down to about 39, and they're wondering why they're shooting short. It's, you know, the George Costanza effect, shrinkage in cold air. So always leave, unless you're down in Texas, leave your gear outside in the car. So if you're hunting in 40-degree weather, everything's been cold all night long. So when you fill up, you're using that condensed air. You're not using the expanded air that's shrinking. So we got the Element ready, 4,500 PSI. I got my Terry Fox coffee. Nothing like caffeine with Fox Air Power. So we are gonna shoot. I've got a bunch of different weights. I've pretty much got sighted in. I will tell you, I'm using this optic and I've bottomed out the elevation. So I'm using the thick part of the crosshair to where when it gets skinny, and that thick, the bottom thick part, that's going to be where I put my on the target. So it's not going to be 100% spot on, but it's, I'm going to see what we can do. Otherwise, I'll switch over to the ATN. So I'm semi-sighted in with the 310. So we're going to first start with the 225 to kind of see how that does. Move this delicious Java out of the way and see what we can wind up with. This is an unregulated rifle, and these lighter slugs are going to be screaming. So we shall see what we shall see. Okay. That's all right. 5 shots, the 225. 50 yards, not a bad group. Remember, I've sighted in with the 310. 225. Okay, guys. Another shot of Terry Fox's Fox Power Java. Give me the power. I will tell you, it is odd pushing this forward and then pulling back, because I keep forgetting I got to thumb cock this baby. Okay, 5 shots. 255. Ugh. So as you can see, I'm feeling this. It's not an exact science. So I'm like 45, 4600. So that first shot's always going to be a little high because that's your money shot. That's the power shot. Remember, it's unregulated. And I don't care that I'm shooting above the circle. Remember, I told you I sighted in with the 310. I'm concerned about is how tight the groups are. Now, too many guys get focused on, oh, you're not hitting the spot. It's like, I don't care about the spot. I care about the group. I can adjust this later, as you just saw me fiddle with it. It's to how tight of a group can I hit the same spot every time, regardless if I'm aiming at something else. Perfect. That 275 is the perfect example of an unregulated gun. 5 shots in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that, a line. That's what you want. That's true shooting with an unregulated rifle. If you're dropping 50, 60 feet a second per shot, you're never going to cloverleaf. That's just physics. Oh yeah. So this is, out of these 3 lightweights, the 275 is my favorite at the moment. Okay, now we're going to do the 310. Well, that's a nice tight group right there, buddy. All right, now the 345. It's nice to be alive. That 345's grouping pretty sweet too. Now granted, it's starting to get a bit slower. I'll put the charts back in the video from the indoor power video. It's starting to get slower, but it's still pretty darn accurate. Look, train's coming by. It's going to be loud. That's the downside where we're at. It's the train tracks are literally 100 yards behind me. It's Casey Jones! That did surprisingly well. Seems like the heavier bullets are drawing in tighter. Okay, I forgot that I also have a 350. So I had to put a sticker on for that one too. See how the 350's got kind of more of a bucket mouth, a wider cavity. So see how she does. Got to make sure I'm well clear of the camera tripod. It's in the kill zone, but it's not what I'm looking for. So the 350 is off the list. So guys, now that the sun's out, it's starting to warm up, I can change my hat. So what are my thoughts? What are my conclusions? Okay, well first thing, let me get the earplugs out, that'll help. Oh, I can hear better. I took the suppressor off because it does change the point of impact, and most guys don't hunt with a suppressor. So I want to always do what the majority of people are doing. Okay, so I took the suppressor off with all the slugs. So we shot 3, 6, 7, 255, excuse me, 225, 255, 275, 310, 345, 350, 385. Okay, 7. We shot 7 different weights. The only one that was kind of I wasn't pleased with was the 350. You know, all air rifles have different lands and grooves, different barrel twists. So based on what model, that's why we shoot, or I shoot all the different bullets I make to figure out what this likes to eat best. I don't want you spending money on stuff that's going to be subpar. So now all of them are deadly. All of them hit. They're going to do some damage. But at least you want to be within an inch of where you're putting your crosshairs. So as you saw, I was high on all my spots, but that's because I ran out of adjustment on the scope. So I was working with what I had without having to change everything over. Being this is February, come September, I've probably changed 3 different scopes. So, but all I was looking for was a grouping. And you can see the lighter bullets were screaming. I mean, it wasn't as tight of a group as I would have liked, but with the speed and this being unregulated, it's not what I didn't expect. It's as is, okay? So if you're shooting lighter slugs at longer distances, you just beware that you're gonna have a bit of a step, okay? The 310, 345, and 385 were really grouping tighter because they were heavier. And with this short barrel, it just seems to like those better if you're looking for that clover leafing. But if you're looking for sheer power and speed on shot number 1, definitely the 310 and under are going to be your screaming bullets. But it's going to be up to you to figure out what you like best. I was pretty satisfied with all the groupings. With the scope, the wind blowing, it's probably, I don't know, 15 miles an hour crosswind here, because this is a warm spot in betwixt the storm of the snow. So yeah, yesterday we had like 6 inches of snow on the ground. So today, but it heated up and now it's melted, but it's going to be coming back. So the Element 51, I am thoroughly pleased with this. Again, I prefer to have a solid stock versus this because it wiggles a little bit in the thingy. The thingy, that's such sophisticated talk, in the lead sled. But bullet, you know, push the cover forward, snug the bullet in. You don't have to mash it, you don't have to bury it. Just do the same thing every single time for consistency. I'm pleased with it. As you can see, a few times I forgot to thumb cock it because I'm so used to this being the cocking lever. But the groupings, you can see the pictures that I put in previous. They're nice. I like what this is doing. We're fine tuning it. This is the first 51 cal out of AEA. So I'm pretty pleased that most of the previous 51 caliber ammo I have pretty much runs through this flawlessly. I would like to see in the future maybe a longer air tube, because I think that would help with the shot-to-shot consumption. Maybe it always seems like more air is always better than less air. But at the moment we were doing 5-shot groups at 4,600 PSI. And then I dropped down to 4,000 just to do a 3-shot group, to see if I could tighten it up, and it did a little bit. You have to take into fact that I am not a great shot. You know, you get much better stuff with, you know, video guys like, you know, Rick Ream, Shooter 1721, and these other guys that are, you know, really sharp shooters. I'm not a sharp shooter. I'm a in the area shooter. As long as we're within 2 inches, I'm a happy camper because I know I'm in the kill shot. So I am happy with this. Very simple, very easy. I think this will wind up being my go-to rifle for most stuff because it's got the power. It's almost 500 foot-pounds right out the box. It's easy to operate. I don't have to worry about a magazine and double feeding. I don't have to worry about the weight giving me a hernia or having to wear a wrist brace when I towed it around. The only drawbacks that I can see, like at the moment, like I said, I'd like to have a longer air tube, and there's no place to hang a sling swivel. So, but it's small enough and light enough that you can carry it. So I think this is a great step up from the HP series that were in the 250 foot-pound range-ish, moving up before you get into the Zeus range-ish. So if that is an actual word. So that is the setup, guys. You got any questions about anything I've been doing, feel free to shoot me a text or an email. This was sent to me via Fox Air Power from Terry Fox out there in sunny California. And like I said, I'm pleasantly pleased with this. So, thank you for watching, and we'll come at you with some other videos, hopefully not too long from now. Mr. Hollow Point is cold, and I'm gonna go eat a Subway sandwich.